Okay.
We good?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys, and we're back again with Bros Before Shows, Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 2, Chapter
Nice.
18,
That's
The
right.
Mines of Mandalore.
That's right.
Yeah, I memorized it all.
All right, so let's jump into it. So we start off with, the Mandalorian basically heading towards the planet of Mandalore, which, nobody has been to in a while. They say that it's radioactive, it's poison. And then from Bo-Katan, she says it's cursed.
Yeah.
But he needs to get in there. He needs to redeem himself because he took off his mask. If you remember, he took off his mask. And they're kind of like the religious sect of the Mandalores where, like, you take off your mask, you're done. Like, you got to go back in to redeem yourself. But Bo-Katan, who was an actual, like, princess of the Mandalore, she's like, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. But he's like, no, I got to. So you kind of see how there's, like, already a schism between the different Mandalorians, I guess.
Yes.
But he has to go in there, and he basically needs to take a droid with him to test the area. So that's why he wanted IG-11 to go in there first, so he could check that, which is the robot.
Yeah.
So of course, who's he gonna go to when he needs robot? That lady, that little crazy lady from she's in Tatooine, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
And you see her like basically scamming a guy for money.
That was pretty funny.
And I like how it's like what is it? It's a Batoon. It's Batoon Eve, like it's a Christmas Eve or something. And then she's like, oh, here's the stuff. Like the Jawas were hiding the pieces for the easy money.
No, just put it back together. You're good. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. So then basically he goes to he lands there and he's telling her he needs robot, and then we see Grogu do something that he's never done before, which is basically jump out of the ship, kind of like Yoda used to fight. Yeah,
jump out the ship and just land in her arms.
Yeah, super fast, and she was like, "Whoa!" And then like, I think he says her name. I'm not sure. I have to see it again. But you can definitely see how Grogu is coming from like this like just very like just making little noises, doing nothing, to now, jumping with the Force, making noises, like actually saying words. And I think this episode was definitely Grogu like having to mature because he had to basically save the Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yeah. So she gives him this robot. And that part was funny. This one's perfect, and she hits it, and a piece falls out. I'm like.
I was really surprised that the Mandalorian took it as well.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Yeah. And he had like a little spot on the ship for him to be anyways.
It's true, and he doesn't like robots. Most, I guess, Mandalorians don't like robots. But he took it, and it's funny to me how these robots are like scared to go to these locations, even though they're robots. Like, do they have feelings? Is it just programmed into them to be like that? Because even if you remember Star Wars, even C-3PO was very much like, oh, I don't want to do that. Yeah. So, but he goes to Mandalore. You see him go through like the atmosphere, and everything's like crystallized. I'm guessing from the bombs. And they go into this like massive underground city. The robot goes in, then he like loses communication, so he's like, we're gonna go in, Grogu, get in your little thingy and seal yourself up. I'm gonna, I guess he can just seal up his mask.
Pressurize his mask.
Yeah. So he goes in, and there's like this massive city underneath there that's been abandoned, and then he gets attacked by these like
troll
looking things.
I don't know what they are.
Did you ever see the Time Machine or something like that? Where there's some trolls that look like that. I was like, these guys, they look like like monkeys, like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And he kills them real quick using his Darksaber, which he still can't control very well.
It's very heavy for him.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this Darksaber's not cutting through anity, but he's still killing them.
That's right.
I don't see any gore. What's going on? He's just slash.
He uses like he uses almost like a club instead of a sword. He's just like swinging around
like a mace.
Yeah. So then basically he goes into the or he picks up the robot.
Yeah, which is really funny because I was like, man, as soon as you get knocked over, you can't do anything as a robot. You literally have to pick you back up.
Yeah. Not all of them can be R2-D2 who can save the world. Some of those are just useless. But basically, I guess the robot tells him that the air is breathable.
Yeah.
So he's like, come on, Grogu. And then they basically are able to breathe. And just had to go into the city. And he's kind of just like wandering around. I don't think he knows where to go really. He's just kind of looking.
Yeah.
And while he's in there, like in some of the tunnels, he like picks up a helmet. I thought it was a stormtrooper helmet. I thought it was a stormtrooper helmet.
I thought it was a Mandalorian.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, you know how they're short. They're from like the original trilogy, like the prequel. They kind of look like Mandalorian helmets.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, like he gets caught in this trap by this robot guy.
Yeah.
Which they really didn't give us any information on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's basically like a creature inside a robot.
Yes.
And it basically drugs him. And I thought it was gonna eat him.
Yeah.
Like, he put him in a thing, and it was like
put it on spit over a fire or something.
Yeah. And Grogu, manages to luckily hide and tries to save him.
Yeah.
But he can't do it. So then, the Mandalorian tells him, "Go get Bo-Katan to save me."
Yeah.
So Grogu has to basically leave by himself. He gets chased by some monsters, but he's able to push him off with the guy he was able to push off with the Force.
Yeah.
And then he has to travel to get her and bring her back, and that's where you kind of see like he's definitely like being more independent in the sense that he's like he had to tell her what was going on and all this stuff. I don't know how he would he tell her.
He just said, She was like, "Where is he?" That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She walked to the ship and she only saw him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Go take me to him."
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, he flew the ship all the way back to her, too.
Yeah.
And it kind of pays back to episode 1 when he was teaching him, like, this is how you fly a ship, this is what you see, stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's cool because, like, later on when she's talking to Din, she says he's a good navigator. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That he's, like, developing his roles, I guess, to be a better... I guess he's going to be a Mandalorian in a way. And so, she goes in there. She's a total badass. She kills some of these monkey guys. And then she fights the robot, wipes him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically picked up the Darksaber. And I was like, okay, she's going to keep it so that way she can control the Mandalorians. But I was really surprised. She was like, oh, have it back.
Yeah. And she is so good with it. Like, easily, like... I was looking at it, or I was thinking, looking back at it. So he has to like accept the leadership role for it to lighten the load on him, right? Something like that.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be a leader.
He doesn't. So that's why it's heavy for him. But somebody who is a leader like her, easier to control. Bam, she was cutting the monster up real quick. So it just kind of like gives you an example of what the Mandalorian has to develop.
Yeah.
Especially if he's going to be. Well, now he's taking care of the kid, so he has to be more of that leadership role. Like, he used to be running solo, now he actually has to take somebody. Very much reflective of The Last of Us, where Joel is just like, I'm by myself, I don't need you, and then at the end, he's kind of like, oh, this is my kid.
Yeah.
And the same way. Like, even Bo-Katan was like, oh, your kid saved you. And, like, whenever she tells she tells Grogu, take me to your dad. So it's already like this relationship of father and son.
Yeah.
And I like that they've established that. With everybody, like, oh, is this your kid? Like, yeah, this is my kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was like, okay, she's like, we gotta go, and he's like, no, I still gotta go into the water. So she's like, fine, I'll take you. And she's kind of leading the way, and it's crazy because she used to live there. So even though the planet is completely sealed and all that stuff, it really wasn't that long for her.
Yeah.
Because so this, the Mandalorian, all that takes place about 5 years after the destruction of the second Death Star in the original trilogy. So technically, it's only been maybe like I want to say no more than 50 years.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing with the Mandalore happened during the Clone War. If you watch the Clone War saga, that happened between then and there. So it's a pretty short time frame. But she knows the way, and she takes him to the waters. And he walks in there. And I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. I'm like, there's something under the water.
Yep.
And he's walking in, like reciting his whatever mantra, and then he gets pulled, and she jumps in. I thought it was a little pool. No, that thing was deep.
Yeah, that thing was very deep.
She was diving down like a submarine to the Mariana Trench. And she finds him at the bottom, pulls him back up. But as she's swimming up, there's this giant sea beast.
Yeah, you see the eyes and everything. That's crazy.
And it looks like a big dragon, but it actually has like if you've seen the symbol for the Mandalore, which is like there's a monster with like two big like horns or teeth.
Yeah.
It's basically that. So the way she looks at it, it's like she's surprised about it, and so she pulls them out, and then she's looking at the water, and of course that's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
But I think that is going to play a major role, that monster, because I think it's I'm not too sure. I have to look into it, but it's basically a big symbol. Yes, for the Mandalores, from the Mandalores. Very cool. And that's where the episode ends. So.
Yeah, I definitely skip this one. I feel like this should have been like close to the first episode.
Yeah.
Because that first episode was kind of like, it felt like filler to me.
Yeah.
But now I feel like this is the start of the Mandalorian season 3, in my opinion.
I agree with you. The last one was a lot of recap with what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? It makes sense. So I was looking it up. You know, season 2 came out at the end of 2021.
Oh yeah.
So it's been like. Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, end of 2020.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it's been 3 years.
Yeah. Because I was like, when did this come out? Like, and I looked it up, and the first episode came out, or the first season came out 2019, like December.
Yeah.
Second season came out 2020 December, and so we're in 2023 for this one. So it's been 2 years since we've seen these guys together. Of course, we got the Book of Boba Fett, but it's just exciting to see that again. And I think I get it for those who have not caught up.
Yeah.
They want to give the people the recap that they were looking for. But
or they could have just done a recap trailer.
Previously on The Mandalore. But yeah, so we're definitely gonna see. I think Grogu develop more into like more than just a little sidekick. He's gonna definitely be, I think, a little badass.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting to get a weapon. I'm waiting for it to get either a lightsaber or a blast or something.
Now that The Last of Us is over, now we're going to see Pedro again for another month.
Yeah.
Or 2 months. For The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get another TV show.
Listen, hey, there we go.
See him all every year.
That man is on fire. I love it. You know, I'm excited for this. I feel it's definitely moving the story along, and it's expanding the universe of the Star Wars that I personally like. You know, after the end of the original trilogy. You know, not taking in the sequels that, you know, The Force Awakens. No, listen, give me this. This is what I want.
So definitely really excited for this one. I'll give this one a solid 5 out of 5. Enjoyed the episode. There was no, like, bad parts or downtime and stuff like that. Yeah. So much better. This is my first episode of season 3, in my opinion. You know, this is the start of Mandalorian for me.
That's right.
Yeah, but definitely let us know what's your favorite part of the season so far. Are you excited? What do you think is going to happen? Yeah. I was really surprised that she gives, like, here, have the Darksaber back. Yeah. I don't really care anymore. So that one stuck out to me because I was like, Vicky, she got the Darksaber.
Yes, she's going to keep it.
She's going to keep it.
She's going to be the bad guy of season 3.
Not anymore.
But yeah, I'm excited for Grogu to keep practicing those jumping moves, bro. I want to see that.
Yeah. And then he'll get the Darksaber. It's like,
oh, what is that? What is that black and white cloud moving toward me? Oh, it's a little just jumping around like But he's going to be great. I think it's going to be definitely a lot of fun seeing this season because you know you don't have to establish the Mandalore's backstory. We already got that. Yep. You don't have to establish Grogu's. We got his kind of story. So now it's them like going forward together. Like awesome, great. Sure. Give me that.
Yeah, really excited for this season. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. All right.
Nice.
Mandalorian season.